Hey guys, welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. The draft rolls on. We are now into the fifth round. The picks are flying off the board. Ravens are up at 170. Talk to me, Glenn. What are we doing here?
All right, so there's still a couple guys out there that I think we could bring in that would be a big help. One of which is a guy that you're pretty familiar with, Jimbo, from your alma mater, and what's his name? Bradley Anai. Why am I blanking on his name? Wow. Bradley Anai. So very productive pass rusher out of Utah, defensive end. I think he could be certainly an option. Another guy I want to point out is if we just go right back to Michigan, we just grabbed Bredesen. If we go back to Michigan and get Donovan Peoples-Jones, he's still out there, and he's a size speed receiver that I think could come in and help this receiving core. And so those are two guys I'm looking at right now. Is there anybody you like seeing, or do you want to expand on an eye?
Do you think in your mind it's too early? I know that we just went offensive line, but, could we double down and go with John Runyon here? He's still on the board. I know he's a tackle that they're talking about converting into guard. I wonder if it's too early or if this, slot in the draft makes sense for a guy like that.
To me, probably a little early just because you got two guards in now. But maybe, I would like to see him maybe if they want to go interior offensive line, maybe get a true center if they like.
Yeah.
That would be if they like one there. They might not have one rated that high.
Right.
There's not a ton out there, but to me, I want him to go wide receiver here and get. If I had my choice, I would go with the receiver out of Michigan, Peoples-Jones.
What do you think it is that's keeping him on the board? What do you think that's keeping him from being picked?
That's a good question. I guess he doesn't have the quick twitch. He doesn't have he struggles getting off the line against the press. I'm trying to see here. I have some of his perceived weaknesses out here. His speed, they say his speed is more gradual. It's not sudden. He doesn't have a ton of acceleration, and he struggles getting open. But look, you're talking about a fifth-round pick. So you're not going to get a polished reform. You're going to get a guy that's got some weaknesses. So he's 6'2", 212, and ran a 4.48. So that's pretty good speed at his size. You're not going to get elite height speed at this point. So to me, I think he'd be a good pick and a guy that could come in and possibly help the Ravens this year.
Yeah, the other thing too, we talked to Hans Pick, and they were surprised. They were surprised he's still on the board. In fact, they preferred him over Devin. What's his last name out of Texas? We just took
Duvernay. Devin Duvernay.
Yeah, Duvernay. There you go. I said DeVarney. So they preferred Peoples-Jones over him, and so if we got him here, based on their breakdown, that would be a great steal for us. The other thing I want to say really quickly while we're waiting for this pick to come in, look, after the pick was made with Bredesen, all I heard was about his limitations, this, that, and the other. And then, of course, Hans Pick said, I hope you're happy with T-Rex arms. All right? I got a bone to pick with Hans Pick and all those that are talking about his limitations. I think that some of that, of course, you have to take into consideration, but it's all relative. The guy he only knows himself. If he's able to produce under that physical, based on his physical abilities, that's all that matters at the end of the day, right? It's all relative. Because that's all you know. I'm short, but that's all I know. I don't know what it's like to be 6'2", right? So I find ways to produce. It's the same thing here. And so I think that we should consider that fact as well. Anyway, on to this pick here. I just wanted to get that in.
Yeah, no, I think we need to focus on what he brings, and that's the fact that one thing I heard that he has it's really cool and encouraging is that he apparently has a photographic memory.
Yeah.
And his ability to learn the playbook and when you look at a season in which we don't know what the off season's looking like, why not get a guy who's so darn smart that he can learn that playbook and be caught up to speed in a time where we don't know how much development they're going to have with coaches and with the team. So a lot of people thought, look, if he had 32-inch long arms, just 3/4 an inch longer, he'd probably be the best guard and the highest guard taken out of this draft. So just having them shorter arms is really making everyone just wipe them off. So why focus on the one perceived weakness when you got all these great strengths? I'm going to focus on the strengths.
We know that over time, this is what makes the difference, right? As you continue to progress in the NFL, because by the time you get to the NFL, everybody's good. So like you said, on top of that, dude, I thought it was crazy. He scored in the 75 percentile nationally in the ACT in 6th grade.
6th grade. That's competing against high schoolers, and he was in the 6th grade. In the 6th grade, I was still finger painting and learning my alphabet, okay? So, all right, so let's give this guy some credit about what he does and what he, So, yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I think him and Tyree Phillips can both come in and help contribute, certainly as in a backup form, but also push those guys and possibly become starters this season.
Right.
So yeah.
Glenn, let's get your final pick. You're feeling pretty good about wide receiver as far as position goes?
Yeah, I like Peoples-Jones here, but I would not be shocked at all to see Bradley and Nye come off because we haven't addressed pass rush, and 5th round is typically where the Ravens like to address that.
That would be awesome to see him and Judon on the field at the same time with those interior dogs that we got.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, look, we've said it. We improved pass rush, but we mainly did it interior in the. I mean, look, Campbell's going to line up on the outside, but I don't know. He just doesn't have the speed rush. If we want to address that, I mean, I think a Nye could help. So,
man, I would love this pick to have a Ute come to Baltimore. We've had some success with Utes, Steve Smith, Eric Weddle, Paul Kruger, just a couple.
Yeah, he's 6'3", 260. I mean, the guy would fit the size, that we usually require to bring a guy in with that weight. I mean, he's not quite 6'5", which is typically what we see, but 6'3" and 260 is plenty big enough.
This pick is here, Glenn.
Huh?
Let's see what this pick is here.
All right, here we go.
Broderick Washington, D tackle out of Texas Tech.
Wow. Okay. All right. Well, he's off the radar.
Yeah.
I'll have to certainly look into it. I find it interesting they went D tackle twice. Interesting.
That was interesting to me.
Looked like he had 2.5 sacks this past season.
So natural run stopper once we learn a little bit more about him.
Is that what he's projecting as? Okay. Let me see.
Just like that on the, based on the stats you're giving me, but I'm going to get some information here on him. Let's see. So he's 6'2", 305, ran a, didn't do too bad. He, he's got a decent 23 reps on the bench, 3-time, just like it says here, 3-time honorable mention in the Big 12. He started all 37 games for Tech over his sophomore year. So that, that's super important, not just his sophomore year, but, throughout his years. I don't know, not a ton of stuff on him, not a ton of reviews. He's known for his work ethic, plays the game with great toughness and outstanding strength.
Yeah, 2-time team captain. He's durable. He's undersized, but punches above his weight with his strength. So, not a guy that's going to blow my hair back, that's for sure. But I would have liked to see Peoples-Jones there. But look, I mean, nobody has more information about Michigan talent than the Baltimore Ravens with their connections. So obviously they like this guy more, and I'll defer to them. To me, when I see 2 D tackles go, it screams to me that they're starting to prepare for the future where they might not have a Brandon Williams. Calais Campbell is older. Derek Wolfe is, in his 30s. He's not up there with, I don't think he's quickly to go as Campbell may be, even though he has a shorter contract, because I think he wants to try and re-sign if he puts on a show. But look, this is moves to look to the future, to maybe, not only add depth to this season, but look, I mean, Brandon Williams is very highly paid. Mm-hmm. So eventually they're going to have to get away from his contract, and maybe they look to develop this guy into doing that. We'll see. I mean, he's undersized, so we'll see. We got to
do everything we can to get creative to keep Ronnie Stanley in based on that contract that Laramie Tunsil just got. So anything we can do to offload some stuff and some space. So yeah, no, I'm excited more than anything to learn more about this kid. Definitely wasn't someone that I had mocked to us, and we did double up on D tackle. So an interesting move, but we're definitely keep it here. We got 1 pick left.
Yeah, 1 pick, 226, I think it is.
Yeah, in the 7th round. Another guy you had mocked there went actually in the 5th.
Yeah, Travis Gibson. He's gone. I would have liked to see him even here in the 5th, but of course he's already off the board. So interesting. But yeah,
because we already went 2 inside linebackers. I don't think we're taking a 3rd.
Yeah, I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. But you never know. I mean, I didn't think we'd take D tackle here, so you never do know with the Ravens.
Absolutely. So we'll keep it locked here. Make sure you guys do the same. We'll keep putting these out, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you.